Good morning, students. Let's begin our social science class. In continuation of NCRT Economics chapter Money and Credit, today's contents: Role of Reserve Bank of India, Source of Credit in Rural Household in India, Formal and Informal Credit, Who Gets What, Self Help Group for the Poor, Grameen Bank of Bangladesh, and summing up. When we talk about Reserve Bank of India, we are going to study the role of RBI or Reserve Bank of India in formal sector. Reserve Bank of India supervise the functioning of the formal sources of loans. Second, it monitors the bank in actually maintaining cash balance. Third, Reserve Bank of India sees that banks give loans not only to the profit making business people and traders but also to small cultivators, small scale industries, small borrowers, etc. Fourth, banks have to submit information to RBI periodically on how much they are lending to whom, at what interest rate, etc. Then, fifth, periodically, banks have to submit information to the RBI on how much they are lending to whom at what interest. So, these are the topic which cover the role of RBI in formal sources of loans. If you going through with this pie chart, then you can understand that the informal lenders include money lender, trader, employers, relatives, cooperative society, commercial bank, landlord. So most of the rural household in India according to 2003 dependent on informal sources of uh, credit, as they are not able to fulfill the demand of formal source of credit. Informal sector, if we are going to study the informal sector, then we came to know that there is no organization which supervises the credit activities of lenders in the informal sector. Second, they can lend at whatever rate they choose. Then third, there is no one to stop them from using unfair means to get their money back. Then next, thus the cost of the borrowing of informal loans is much higher. The informal sector charges very high interest rate which the poor people are not able to pay back, and they get trapped in the debt trap. Hence the bank and cooperative need to lend more. So this is question also, why the banks and cooperative need to lend more in rural areas. So above all points are related to this. This would need to higher income, and many people could then borrow cheaply for a variety of needs. Cheap and affordable credit is crucial for the country's development. When we are going to study these graph and pie chart, then you understand that the loans taken by urban household, what percent was formal and what percent was informal. Of all the loans taken by urban household, what percentage was formal and what percentage was informal. Here the blue color denotes to the formal sector, and the blue color informal. So yellow color is formal and blue color is informal. By the picture you can understand most of the poor people dependent on the uh, informal sector. 85% people dependent on informal sector of taking loan. Then second picture, household with few asset, mediocres. Yellow color again formal, and blue color informal. So it approx half to half. They are taking loans from formal as well as informal. Now well off household, again yellow color formal and blue color informal. Most of the people of well off household taking loan from formal sectors. Then we are going to see the rich household. So yellow color formal and blue color informal means most of the people of rich household taking loan from formal sector like bank and cooperatives. whereas the blue color denote for informal source. So very few people dependent on informal source of credit. So this shows that most of the poor household dependent on informal sources of credit. That's why they remain poor continuously. Why is it important that the formal sector should lend more? Answer, very important question. The formal sector still meets only about half of the total credit needs of rural people. Most loans from the informal lenders carry a very high interest rate and do little to increase the income of the borrower. Thus, the banks and the cooperatives need to lend more, particularly in the rural area, so that the dependence of informal sector reduce. While formal sector loan needs to expand, it also necessary that everyone receives the loans. So this is important question for this topic. Now the another feature of self-help group. So what is self-help group? Self-help group consists of certain members who pool their savings and constitute a fund which is further used in making finance and uh, advances to the other member. Then a typical self-help group has 15 to 20 members. The members pool their savings and after some time it becomes a large amount which is used to give loans to needy ones at very normal rate of interest. This helps to reduce the functioning of informal sector of credit. After a year or so, if such group is regular in its saving, it becomes eligible for availing loan from the bank. Loan is sanctions in the name of group and is meant to create self-employment opportunities for the members. Loans are provided for realizing mortgage land, for meeting working capital needs as buying seeds, fertilizers, raw materials, for acquiring assets like sewing machine, handloom, cattle, etc. Important decisions regarding the savings and loans activities are taken by the group members. The group decides the purpose, amount, interest to be charged, repayment of the loan, etc. So non-repayment of loan is taking seriously because this feature the banks are willing to lend loan especially to the poor women when organized in SHG, self-help group. So these are the feature of how the self-help group work together. Why are the self help group popular? The self help groups are becoming popular for the following reason. They help the borrowers overcome the problem of lack of collateral. They can get timely loan for variety of purpose and at a reasonable interest rate. They are the building blocks of organization of the rural poor. It helps the women to become self reliant, and the regular meeting of the group provide a platform to discuss and act on various social issues such as health, nutrition, domestic violence, etc. The question is there that if the person who took loan from self-help group behalf run away from the area, who will take initiative, who will pay the loan to the bank? So it is the group which is responsible for the repayment of the loan in case repayment of the loan by any one member is followed up or they are not able to pay. This is the self-help group composed in rural area. Now, one very important example of Grameen Bank of Bangladesh. The Grameen Banks were started in the 1970s as a small project by Professor Muhammad Yunus, um, who received in 2006 Nobel Prize for Peace. Grameen Bank now has over 6 million borrowers in about 40,000 villages spread across Bangladesh. Almost all the borrowers are women and belong to poorest sections of the society. These borrowers have proved that the poor women of start and run variety of small income generating activities successfully. This is the picture of Mr. Mohammad Yunus. Question related to the topics. In what ways does the Reserve Bank of India supervise the functioning of the bank? 5 mark. Why is cheap and affordable credit important for the country's development? Explain any three reasons. Why is it important that the formal sector should lend more? Describe the bad effects of informal sources of credit on borrowers. And what are self-help group? Describe it in brief their functioning. What are the self-help group? Why are the self-help group popular? So all answers given in slide. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And whenever you do these question answer, always read and go through with the NCRT book.